Hello, French students. Today I'm sharing the exact daily diary system I give my private students. We are going to turn your daily life into a French immersion lab using both a written and an oral diary. By the end of this video, you know exactly how to practice your future tense in the morning, your past tenses at night, and how to express every emotion in between. Let's dive in.
How a simple daily diary can absolutely transform your French from just passively understanding it to actively speaking it with total fluency. Seriously, if you've been hunting for a structured, foolproof way to actually weave speaking and writing into your everyday life, well, you're in exactly the right place. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever hit that super frustrating plateau where you totally understand French when you hear it or when you read it, but you just can't seem to speak it naturally? Yeah, it's a really common hurdle. And honestly, it usually just boils down to lacking a highly actionable daily framework to pull all that passive vocabulary into active use. And that brings us to a major takeaway from our sources today. Consistency beats intensity. Practicing for just 30 to 60 minutes a day is vastly superior to, say, cramming for 3 hours straight on a Sunday. So we're going to build a routine today that's completely centered around short, focused bursts. It's not about burning yourself out. It's all about that daily activation. All right, here's our game plan. 1, the daily French routine. 2, morning, planning your day. 3, daytime, discovering new words. 4, evening, reporting your day. And 5, practice with a teacher. Okay, section 1, the daily French routine. Let's look at how to build that foundational habit. The real beauty of this daily diary method is that it breaks your day down into 4 distinct, totally manageable blocks. A morning plan, daytime input, daytime research, and an evening report. It completely lowers the barrier to entry. We aren't asking for hours of your time all at once here. We're just integrating French into the natural rhythm of your day. Moving on to section 2, morning, planning your day. It's time to wake up your brain. So right as you wake up, before you even check your phone, grab the journal you keep right by your bed. Set a strict 5-minute timer and just write out your plans for the day. Things like, I will go to work, or I am going to eat lunch with Sarah.
Je vais aller au travail with the liaison. Je vais déjeuner avec Sarah. In French, we use the near future, the future proche tense, very often for planning.
By doing this right away, you're naturally forcing yourself to practice future tenses in a real-world context, right when your mind is completely fresh. And hey, channel your inner Finding Nemo here and just keep writing. The goal is absolutely not grammatical perfection. It's simply to activate the French-thinking side of your brain right after you wake up. Don't stop to look up words. Don't stop to erase mistakes. Just keep that pen moving until the timer sounds. All right, section 3, daytime, discovering new words. Let's grow that vocabulary. Sometime during your day, find a quick 10-minute block to immerse yourself in some French content you actually enjoy. Maybe it's a cooking video, sports highlights, a tech review, whatever. The only rule is that native speakers are talking. Now, as you listen, simply write down 5 to 10 new vocabulary words as you hear them. And this is crucial. Do not stop the video to translate them. Just enjoy the content and gather your raw materials. Then, a bit later in the day, take another short block to actually research those words. Look up the definitions and write down 1 example sentence for each. By separating the listening phase from this researching phase, you're giving your brain a chance to really connect the dots on why native speakers used those specific expressions in that exact context. And keep in mind, you really don't need a quiet, distraction-free library for this. You can so easily fit these listening and research phases into your daily commute, your lunch break, or heck, even while you're taking a shower. It's really all about transforming the dead time in your day into highly productive immersion time. Which brings us to section 4, evening, reporting your day. Time to reflect and vocalize. I want you to notice the grammar application happening in this routine. While your morning was all about looking forward and practicing the future tense, your evening diary entry forces you to flip the script completely. Now you have to use past tenses, like the Passé Composé and the Imparfait, to report on what actually happened during your day. So sit down, set another 5-minute timer, and read over your morning entry. Then, rewrite it to reflect how the day actually unfolded. Did that meeting happen? Were you stressed out or feeling happy? Describe your daily emotions in French. And most importantly, deliberately inject 3 to 5 of those new vocabulary words you researched earlier. Applying new words immediately to your own personal life creates some incredibly powerful memory triggers. Now, here's a really crucial point. Writing just isn't enough on its own. To truly become fluent, we've got to transition this written work into an oral speaking routine. And we do this using a highly effective technique called shadowing. If you haven't heard of it, shadowing involves actively repeating native speech aloud, almost at the exact same time you hear it. If you spend just 10 to 15 minutes doing this with an audio track, you stop worrying about all those strict grammar rules, and you start internalizing the natural rhythm, the melody, and the specific liaisons of French. And as one of our experts suggests, try walking around your room while you do it. It's a great way to step out of your comfort zone. Actually, I absolutely love this metaphor from our sources. Shadowing is literally a gym for your facial muscles. Think about it. A lot of French sounds simply do not exist in English. So shadowing physically trains your articulation muscles, your lips, your tongue, your jaw, to comfortably produce tricky sounds like that guttural French R and that tight French oo. And finally, section 5, practice with a teacher. This is where we get to real-world fluency. A massive, massive takeaway from our sources today is this. Waiting around until you feel ready to speak is the most common mistake that delays progress. Your daily preparation of writing and shadowing is fantastic, but eventually it has to be tested in the real world. You really have to start speaking from day one. Because look, you've done the hard work. You've warmed up your brain in the morning, found new vocabulary in the afternoon, and practiced your past and future tenses. But without an expert eye, you might actually be cementing subtle errors into your memory without even realizing it. That's why taking your written diary entries and your oral practice to a native teacher is so valuable. It allows them to correct your specific mistakes early on. They can look at exactly how you use the past tense to describe your emotions or listen to how you pronounce those new words, ensuring you don't build up bad habits. Honestly, it's the absolute best way to break through those conversational plateaus. You can think of your diary routine as your essential daily workout. It keeps your muscles warm and your skills sharp. But your teacher is the personal coach who fine-tunes your technique, corrects your form, and pushes you to become truly fluent. So, you now have the exact blueprint to take your French from passive comprehension to active, real-world fluency. The gap between knowing French and actually speaking French is literally just a pen, a timer, and your daily life. So I'll leave you with this. What will you write in your French diary tomorrow morning?
I want to encourage you to book a one-on-one conversation lesson with me. In these personalized sessions, we take all the methods and tips we just talked about, put them into active practice. I'll be there to help you correct your word order in real time. I'm going to leave you with this beautiful French proverb. C'est en forgeant que l'on devient forgeron. Practice makes perfect.